project, I will be the one to discuss. Then the contract ID of this project is 23HH0143 with a contract name 002 Protect Lives and Properties against major floods, construction, maintenance of flood mitigation structures, and drainage systems. Construction of flood mitigation structure along Kinalumsan River, Barangay Punta Princesa, Cebu City. For reinforcing steel bar grade 40, 5,187 kilograms, 1707 13.3 filter cloth with a 1,496 square meters. So for the projects, the section 1 is Right River Bank, Station 294 to 374, located Mount. Then for the section 1 also, nga Left River Bank, Station 294 to 386, mosad ni siya ang location. Then for the section 2, Right River Bank, ang design ani is retaining wall near sa footbridge. Balikan ni siya nga area is damage na ni siya sa actual. Ang existing ma'am is ang section 1 lang, ang right ug left. Yang design ani ka extension lang ang gabions. Nya with foot protection nga gabions po. Nya naatoy consider na access road located sa Right River Bank. Then for the typical cross-section of this project, so for the section 1, Right River Bank Station 0294 to 374, kung ano siya sa actual, na siya existing river revetment which is kani. Type B ni siya dito. Nya, magutang lang tang atong scope of work is kaning foot protection nga gabions with filter cloth. Nya, same pod sa iyahang kaning structure or extension lang sa babaw. Nya, ang kaning isa ka layer sa tong extension is mo ni siya ang malubong niya, expose na niya ang duha ka layer sa babaw. Nya, maupod siya ang design sa iyang left river bank. Then for the section 2, mo niya tong design ang retaining wall. Then ang atbang niya is existing raman. So kanira ta nga side sa right. Retaining wall, morning damage area 25 meters lang. So more to for the flood control project. IBC amount pal di ay is 9,800,000 pesos and contract duration is 175 calendar days. Then source of fund is GAA FY 2023. Thank you. Then for the rainwater, I call on Engineer Ariel Cardos.
Good afternoon, everyone. For this project, with the contract ID 3H0144, contract name Convergence and Special Support Program, construction, rehabilitation of water supply, septage and sewerage, rainwater collector system in Cebu City. So, naani siya ay 7 ka it's sa Pitnal High School. Second is San Jose Elementary School, Cebu City. Third is Kiyot National High School. Fourth is Kiyot Elementary School. Fifth, Bakayan Elementary School. Sixth is DOH Blood Center, Cebu City. And lastly is the UP Professional School, Cebu City in SRP. So, it has an approved budget of 216,000 contract with contract duration 90 calendar days. Funds SR 2023 02004383. Scope of works, rainwater collector gihapon the same last year sa 7 ka sites, and then this time sites elevated kiyot ni sa UP, DOH, Bakayan, Kiyot Elementary, Pitos, and San Jose. So, the same ra tanan scope of works, mo differ lang siya sa Bakayan since lisod man ang location. So, first sa tanan, tangke, so, dara, duha ka 3,200 liters for Bakayan, and then the rest is 6,000 liters na. And tanan na ay pedestal, mo niya plan sa iyang pedestal with kanang kuan yang for mga one floor. So naani siya sa second floor level sa pool building. Ang kaning slab sa rainwater. And so it has naay ladder and then railings. Also naay new gutter nga for baguhan ang gutter sa mga school and sa katong DOH and UP Professional School. And then also painting works for the steel nga sa railings and sa katong mo elevate sa tank, paintingan sa kani sila mga puthaw. This is a vertical steel tank. And all mo.
Good afternoon, everyone. Next project is contract ID number 23HH0142. Contract name, Convergence and Special Support Program, Basic Infrastructure Program, Multi-Purpose Buildings, Facilities to Support Social Services, Construction of Multi-Purpose Building, Barangay Kasambagan, 5 million for 5 million. Scope of works, allocation. Before sa ilahang existing karon kay katong butangan na katong murag common center nila sir o na parking sa katong ilahang kuan para fire naa sir. Then scope summary of quantities siya. Kuan siya na demolition existing structure pero half lang kay sa budget karon kay half raman sad nga part ang maabot. Then excavation for footings, foundation, embankment, gravel fill, clean concrete, structural concrete footings, structural concrete beam, structural concrete columns, structural concrete suspended slab, structural concrete beams, girders, reinforcing steel, formworks and false works, soil poisoning, electrical works is conduit rough ends. Then sa plano, uh, muna siya ang tibuok plan pero kaning nakahatch, wani siya labot sa foundation, sa column, kay ni 1, 2, 3, up to 5, dire rataman ang columns, footings. And then sa second floor, ang slab, dire rataman sa ikatulong nga column. Dire. Nya, pero wala nilabot ang hagdanan ang kuan fire exit. After out of deck, wala appeal. So sa elevation, kanira diri nga part ang na-appeal. Ni 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 column. Pero dire ika fourth o fifth column, dire ra 2/3 sa height niya, total height ang na-appeal sa scope. And then sa slab, dire ra taman. O ang beam, dire sa taman. Elevation, rear, pon sa kuan. Stairs, wala na ni stairs. Moro ni siya ang scope, ma'am. Sa architectural, sa architectural wala. Structural siya taman. Electrical kay rough ends, provisions. Mora, ma'am.
Okay, prospective bidders, you have clarifications. So if there will be any, you can approach the planning and design with respect to the presented, no? And then, so before we will go, please listen to our reminders, no? During for you to know what are the documents to be submitted during the bidding conference, opening of the bids. So Joshua.
Comment. eligibility requirement during the submission of bids and the PhilJEP certificate of registration and membership must be current and updated in accordance with the provisions of the IRR. And its registration is proper and relevant to the particular type of procurement. In lieu of the Class A eligibility documents uploaded and maintained current and updated in the PhilJEPs. Bidders are required to submit their PhilJEPs certificate of registration during bid submission. Next, if ang bidder is not enrolled in CWA, the bidder must attach validated PCAB license and registration, statement of all ongoing and completed government and private contracts, including contracts awarded but not yet started, whether or not similar in nature and complexity to the contract to be bid within the period provided in the bidding documents, given emphasis as per Department Order number 36 series of 2615. For this, strong emphasis is given to this matter since this will be strictly revalidated and checked upon during the detailed bid evaluation. Non-compliance of this is subjected for sanction per DEO number 17 series of 2015 under the three-strike policy report. Next, statement of single largest completed contract or SLCC, similar to the contract to be bid at least 50% of the ABC. Net financial contracting capacity or NFCC, computation and statement of total assets and liabilities. Next is the mayor's permit or business permit must be present, tax clearance, audited financial statement, duly received by BIR at least 2 years from bidding date, income tax return or ITR. Next is for DTI for sole proprietorship and CDA for cooperatives. For a corporation, there should be a secretary's certificate or board resolution duly notarized indicating the authorized and designated signing official. Next, JVA, if applicable, which requires special PCAB license and registration with percentage of 2 contractors. For the bid security, the contractor can choose among the applicable forms of bid security, which the duration is 120 calendar days per RA 9184. The bidder shall submit a bid security declaration or any form of bid security in an amount not less than the required percentage of the ABC in accordance with the following schedule. Cash or cashier's check issued by the Universal of Commercial Bank, which is 2%. Now, bank draft guarantee or a revocable letter of credit issued by a Universal or Commercial Bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed and authenticated by a Universal or Commercial Bank if issued by a foreign bank, which is 2%, surety bond upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, which is 5%. Any discrepancy in the amount given a centavo means non-compliant. If the validated exceeds 120 calendar days, the contractor should renew and submit a new bid securing declaration or BSD, considering that all legal, technical, and financial documents could still be valid during award. Number 4, bid security in prescribed form for the amount and validity period. For project requirements, the bidders should attach the organizational chart for the contract to be bid, including the list of contractors' key personnel to be assigned to the contract with their complete qualification data and affidavit of commitment to work on the project of the contractor's key technical personnel, which there must be no duplication of key functions wherein assignments of several projects of key personnel is strongly disparate because it was found out that some contractors have one project engineer with multiple ongoing contract projects. The 5 key technical personnel must have experience similar to the contract project to be bid at least 50% of ABC, or as follows: project manager is not necessary a licensed civil engineer. However, the experience should have minimum of 5 years experience of same position and 3 years experience of similar position. Project engineer must be duly licensed civil engineer, should be current and updated with a minimum of 5 years experience of same position, 3 years experience of similar position. For the materials engineer, must be a licensed civil engineer with minimum of 5 years experience of same position, 3 years experience of similar position, duly DPWH accredited materials and quality control engineer. Foreman with minimum of 5 years experience of same position and 2 years experience of similar position. For the safety and health officer with a certificate duly accredited by DOLE as safety officer. The bidder should have a safety officer 3 or SO3 regardless of amount and category, wherein the requirements and appointment, designation, and job description as safety officer. If the company doesn't have a safety officer, they should attach a pledge of commitment to undertake trainings for 48 hours. Additional info, they were advised not to manufacture the experience of their key technical personnel just to suit with the requirements. All the licenses and credentials of the key technical personnel must be current and updated. These attachments should be visible and have a clear copy. The BAC advised that the pledged project engineer for the project should not be conflicting with other projects, considering that the supervision will be difficult, and this is one of the reasons that will cause negative slippage. A project engineer can handle within the same jurisdiction but outside is quite questionable for his capacity to supervise. List of contractors, major construction, and lab equipment units owned, leased, or under purchase agreements must be supported by proof of ownership or lease or purchase and certification of availability of equipment from lessor vendor for project duration. Certification of minimum laboratory equipment duly certified by any DPWH office as per DEO number 80 series of 1990 and reiterated for strict compliance as per DEO number 138 series of 2015, DEO 11 series of 2017, to ensure that the said certification is current and updated, which has only 1 year validity and still subject for post-qualification. Construction Safety and Health Program per DO 129 series of 2014. The preparation of the Safety and Health Program is component of the technical proposal as per department order, of which the limitation is one safety officer within limited jurisdiction on the limits not exceeding 50 million. However, per project must have one first aider, and it is not necessary approved considering that this will be resubmitted if they will be awarded to the project. The compliance of construction safety and health is now a law as per Republic Act 11458 dated August 2018. The safety officer should be on site since this is one of the requirements during inspection of the personnel from DOLE. There will be a penalty if the safety officer is not around during the inspection of DOLE. The company should also conduct monthly, quarterly, yearly report as one of the OSH requirement in construction industry. The bidders were advised to prepare their own construction safety and health program. Now, for the omnibus sworn statement in the form, the omnibus sworn statement has 9 items. They should comply with a standard form wherein, in the absence of one item, it will be rated as failed. For the affidavit of site inspection, inspection of the project site is encouraged in order to validate the site prior to dropping of bids to avoid future problem. Because the contractor has the responsibility to complete the project once awarded to them. For the financial proposal, this must be included also the bid form, the bid prices, and the bid in the bill of quantities, detailed estimates including a summary sheet indicating the unit prices of construction materials, labor rates, and equipment rentals used in coming up with the bid. So mo na ang dapat sa inyong detailed no na agid na diha ang materials, ang labor ug ang material. Ang lump sum nato no mo na atong gikuan pod before di mo gid malikayan ang lump sum no kay per item naaman ang lump sum. Usually na ni sa mga building nga projects maka duol lang gid mo sa planning pwede mo mangayo og breakdown sa lump sum no for kuan pod na siya for smooth implementation sa project no. So makaduol ra gid mo unsay suot sa lump sum kay di man pare sa ubang item nga per square naa na dayon no kay per square man lump sum compromise pa nagdaghan kay materials. So quarterly, monthly cash flow and payment schedule must be present also in the financial proposal. Failure to attach any requirement or any missing, incomplete, or patently insufficient documents in the above mentioned is a ground for outright rejection for the bid and will fall as non-compliant. All documents to be submitted must be current and updated, otherwise it will be rated as failed. The technical and financial proposal must be in A4 size, mo na tong standard sa atong bid documents, well paginated with duly authorized signatures and book-bounded to avoid insertion. Further, the authorized liaison officer will be the one to drop the bids. The bidders will also advise to be responsible to their bid submitted in accordance with the checklist, and their technical and financial proposals should have proper pagination based on the number or order if the checklist including proper sequencing of documents. Their submitted documents should be done accordingly. If the legal A documents are attached, much better. However, if the documents are expired, attach receipt of proof that the renewal is on process. The bid documents of the bidders must follow the completeness of the bid, both in form and substance. The bidders were advised not to recycle legal documents of documents attached in the previous submission of bids which have signatures and countersigns of the back members. It must be all original signatures attesting certified copies. Affidavits must be original signature. For the joint venture, whatever guidelines complied by one bidder should also be complied by the other bidder. For example, if one has a PhilJeps registration, then the other one should also attach their PhilJeps registration. Leaving blanks on the bid proposal for the unit bid price of total cost per item is considered failed except indicated as zero or which is understood as free to the government. Bidders with lowest bid during the opening of bid is not a guarantee to be awarded. Why? Kay subject for evaluation pa man ang inyong gidrop. All bid documents are still subject for bid evaluation and post-qualification prior to be declared as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. The bidders are given 3 days upon bidding for file for a motion for reconsideration. The BAC emphasized on the deadline of the receipt by the BAC of bids, which is 10 a.m. only, as stipulated in the invitation of bid. Kung mulapas na sa 10 a.m., so dili na makadrop ang bidders. No, ato ginang gistrikto og maayo, i-close na nato ang atong hulganan dere beyond 10 a.m. in the morning. For the criteria and procedure for eligibility check, preliminary examination of bids, detailed evaluation of bids, post-qualification, and award. The BAC will determine the eligibility of the bidders based on the PhilJEP's registration on their legal aid documents, which should be maintained current and updated, including that of the Civil Works application or the CWA, which focuses on the NFCC work experience of single largest completed contract, similar to the contract project for bidding at hand. The BAC will ascertain based on the checklist of the required documents to be submitted using pass or fail criterion during the preliminary and detailed bid evaluation. In addition, after the opening of bids as per 2016 revised implementing rules and regulation under section 32.2, the BAC will conduct a detailed bid evaluation of all the bids using non-discretionary criteria wherein it requires the completeness of bid. Bids not addressing or providing all the required items in the bidding documents, including, where applicable, bill of quantities, shall be considered non-responsive and thus automatically disqualified. In this regard, where a required item is provided but no price is indicated, the same shall be considered as not responsive. But specifying a zero or a dash for the said item would mean that it is being offered for free of the government, except those required by law or regulations to be provided for. In case of discrepancies between bid prices and figures and in words, the latter shall prevail, no? Ang words ang mo prevail. So, total price per item and unit price for the item as extended or multiplied by the quantity of that item. Unit cost in the detailed estimate and unit cost in the bill of quantities, the same will be applied to the detailed checking evaluation of the technical. The same will be applied, no, sa katong checking evaluation of the proposal. Then the bidder, rated as the lowest calculated bidder, will undergo post-qualification. Once post-qualified, the bidder will be determined as lowest calculated responsive bid and subsequently to be awarded for the contract. All bidders are of equal footing thereby. Bidders are advised to include all taxes, other fiscal and duties as mandated by law in all items of work which details are shown at the estimate. For the post-qualification, the bidders are advised to read Department Order number 127, Series 2018, and other issuances relative to this matter. This about to be very keen and strict in the conduct of post-qualification process, considering that the concerned officials or employees, including the concerned BAC members, will be liable to the administrative penalties if this directive will not be followed. As per DO number 127, the contractor will not be awarded with a certain project if it has a negative slippage of at least 15% in a single contract or at least 10% in two or more contracts. This qualification, even though the contractor is a lowest bidder, still it is subject for further verification to ensure the compliance of the requirements of the contract. With that, the office will be sending a letter being the lowest calculated bid, which within 5 days from the receipt of notice, the bidder must submit the latest income and business tax return and other appropriate licenses, permits, and other legal documents required and stated in the bidding document and as stipulated in the said communication. If not complied within 5 days, the next calculated lowest bidder will be notified. So, naman ano, you're only given 5 days, no? On the other hand, the office will be sending a letter of inquiry on the committed failure on the bidding at hand. Thus, this communication must be acted upon the contractor on the required time frame. Otherwise, without action taken, it will be relatively resort to sanction, which will fall on the three-strike policy, which a tantamount of blacklisting, suspension of the contractor. If the bidder will commit 3 mistakes in a year, then they will be recommended for further sanctions. Moreover, the qualification and experience of the key technical personnel is subject for verification as part of the post-qualification process. They are allowed to replace their key personnel technical, which they have to write a letter 14 days prior to the proposed replacement duly approved by the HOPE of the office. The BAC will be strict on the compliance of the equipment as part of post-qualification. No, it is stated as per DO number 127 series 2018. The contractor can attach in the proposal the list of equipment or agreement to purchase or proposal to rent or agreement on the delivery of the equipment so that the contractor will be assessed as compliant in terms of equipment requirement. The OR and CR must be present, no? Also, it must be current and updated, not expired. The equipment should be calibrated and ESTA accredited, and the registration should be current and updated. Whatever is stipulated in the BDS should be followed. An inspection will be conducted on the verification of equipment during other documents to be evaluated. Also, to be verified during post-qualification is the set of equipment pledged by the bidder. The bidder should in the submitted bid location of the equipment where they can be inspected. Ang atong DWG members kay mo inspect na sa inyong equipment pledge, no? If any piece of equipment is not in the specified location, then the bidder, as per Department Order number 9, series of 2012, 10 calendar days upon receipt of the NOA or Notice of Award, the contractor must comply the following. Notice of Award with the bidder signed for a joint venture, contractor's PCAB license, special joint venture license, and joint venture agreement. Performance security in any of the forms specified in the instruction of bidders. The performance security shall be in the amount not less than the required percentage of the total contract price in accordance with the following schedule. Cash or cashier's manager's check issued by a universal or commercial bank, which is 10%. Bank draft or guarantee or a revocable letter of credit issued by a universal or commercial bank, provided, however, that it shall be confirmed or authenticated by a universal or commercial bank if issued by a foreign bank, which is 10%. Surety bond callable upon demand issued by a surety or insurance company duly certified by the Insurance Commission as authorized to issue such security, which is 30%. No? So, ang sa inyong construction methods, kay nabotay form, no, follow lang ta sa form. Ang construction schedule in the form of PERT CPM diagram or precedence diagram and bar chart with S-curve, cash flow, contractors all risk insurance or CARE to be submitted during the period required on the submission of the required documents in the award of contract. However, the effective date is on the effectivity of the contract. Latest income tax and business returns duly stamped and received by BIR and duly validated with the tax payments made. Tax clearance from the BIR to prove full and timely payment of taxes. For a local contractor, certification under all free and clean of all tax liability. A profit bidder for the summary.
Okay, so you have heard the reminders for the prospective bidders during for the documents to be submitted during the opening of the bids. So thank you very much for watching and good afternoon.